Be making basics.
What's good, YouTube? Beat Making Basics back again with another dope video. If you're new to my channel, please do me a favor, go ahead and smash the like button as well as get subscribed to the channel. We're coming back to back with daily videos. Look, today we're going to be talking about how to mix a Dr. Dre beat. We're going to continue our 10-minute beat challenge. We're over here at Beat Making Basics. When we do our 10-minute beat challenges, basically we do 3 videos for 1 beat. The first 10-minute video is how to make the beat. The second 10-minute video is how to arrange it. And the third is how to mix it. And so we're in the third installment of how to make a Dr. Dre type beat. And we're going to be doing mixing. So let's go ahead and jump right in. First things first, if you're new, I'm going to go ahead and just let you hear the beat. Just to play just a little bit of it just so you can kind of get a good vibe of what's going on. And then we're going to jump into some mixing tips. All right, y'all, so that's the beat. Let's go ahead and throw the timer on and let's jump right in. So the first thing I'm going to do and recommend that you do is go ahead and go over here to the stereo out. And there's a plugin that I really like to use, especially if you're using headphones. And it's going to be called NX Ocean Way Nashville. All right, we're going to put that plugin onto the stereo out. What this plugin does is basically mimics a real deal studio environment. So I'm gonna put that on here, and then the next thing I'm gonna do is come over here to the hook, put a loop on it, and then I'm just gonna come over here and turn everything down, all the different instruments down. Okay. Now, normally what I would do is go ahead and bounce everything down to audio files, but there's not a whole lot going on as far as the plugins, so it's not going to be heavy intensive on the computer to mix this beat. Plus, we only have a few tracks. Literally, there's about 8 tracks here, and so we're going to keep it going, man. So look, the first thing I like to do is mix the drums. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn up the kick first, and then we're going to work on the drums, and then we'll bring on in all other sounds. Right, my bad. That sounds pretty good. Bring up the snare. All right, so pretty much got the drum sounding right, levels right. Let's go ahead and bring in the bass. And since it's a Dr. Dre type beat, I do want the bass to be a little bit above all the instruments, or I want it to be really stand out in the mix, because literally if you listen to Dr. Dre's beats, a lot of his the bass instrument is really prevalent in there. So I don't want it to be competing with the drums, but I want it to be loud enough where I can still hear it. We'll go ahead and bring these strings in next. Now we'll bring in this pit, the pits. cool. So after I do that, the next thing I like to do is EQ. So we're going to do something called subtractive EQing, and that's basically where we're going to be taking out the lower frequencies to make room for the lower frequencies of other instruments. So for instance, like this kick, this bass, we're going to leave that alone for the most part, and we'll take out the low frequencies in this, the snare, hat, open hat, the pits, and the strings to make room for these two instruments. So let's get it. All right, so pretty much I got the bass sticking out where I need it, and everything is EQ'd for the most part right. The next thing I'll do is pan. So that's basically where I'm gonna push the instruments over to the left or right a little bit. All right, so pretty much after that, I'm gonna use a plugin called MV2. I like using that plugin to like boost the sounds. Basically, it's a compressor. So I'm gonna put that on some of the instruments here. And then for the drums, I'm going to use a plugin called Smack Attack. So I'm going to put that on the drums. This is going to boost it up just a little bit, give it that crunch that I like. We'll boost up that kick. right, y'all. So I pretty much think everything is blended in and leveled out right. I did add some things to make it pop out in the mix. Next thing I'll do is go ahead and remove this plugin. And if you do decide to use this plugin, you don't have to use it. You can just use your speakers. You don't have to mix this beat in your headphones, but you can if you all, like to use your headphones to mix beats. This tutorial, that's what we're doing. But take that plugin completely off, and then what I like to do is I like to turn this down to negative 4.6 dB. Gives us some headroom, and then I'll boost the signal later in just a second. So let's listen to it. All right, cool. Because everything is all in the hook right here, I don't have to necessarily listen to it in all the different sections. I know everything is mixed right. So now what I'll do is I'll save this, and then I'm gonna go ahead and bounce this down. You can push Command B if you want to do the hotkey. And I usually like to go ahead and do this PCM, wave, 24-bit, 48, and we'll bounce it down. All right, cool. So now we'll go to this other session. Can actually do a new one. Well, this time we'll close it. Don't save, we'll close that. Let's just listen to it, man. And you can play around with it. You could either do that negative 0.1 or negative 0.5 dB. This based on the beat. And I think this is pretty much good here. I don't want to push the threshold too much on this. But yeah, man, that's pretty much the beat. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.